me? Hello, I'm here.
Andrew Tang. Brent Burgett will not be here. Brian Stevens.
Present.
Checking in for Brian Stevens.
I'm present. Can you hear me, Gail?
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Charles Hu.
Present.
Clifford Jones. Damian Johnson.
Here. Jones is here.
David Notrika.
Present.
If Jones is on. Edgar Bissonette. Forrest Taylor.
Present.
Franco Castromarin.
Present.
Gail Bradley.
Present.
Garth Gamer.
Present.
Herman Butler.
Present.
Ayman Kaiserfan.
Here.
Jordan Weinberg. Nick Ells.
Present online, just typed.
Zane Kelly. Dr. Kelly. Ralph Kelly.
Present. Present.
Ryan Southworth.
Present.
Sandra Nygaard. Oh, she was on. Sean Bowker.
Present.
Vicki Bennett.
Present.
That's 16. We have quorum.
Thanks, Shelley. All right, so for starting with the chair report, just a reminder in your packet, there is the attendance report. If you do miss 2 or more consecutive meetings, Shelley will reach out to you to see if you are still interested in participating in the committee. Just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded. So meeting, mute that. All right, so we had an echo again. So everything that is stated in the meeting is reported and part of the permanent posting on the website for ADHS. I wanted to welcome some new members. Dr. Jordan Weinberg will be the new member for STAB, and 2 reappointments, Dr. Andrew Tang, as well as Brent Burgett. We have 2 current vacancies. Currently, there is for representative from a statewide rehabilitative facility and representative from an urban advanced life support-based hospital that is not a trauma center. If you know anyone that is interested in those 2 positions, you can reach out to Shelley Bissell and she can help you with that application process. If we can go ahead and display the next item on the agenda, please. Okay. So I just want to take a moment as we're kind of pulling up the information that May is Trauma Awareness Month. So thank you to all of our members of the trauma community. Many of you are here today as part of this award ceremony, but we really wanted to thank you for all the work that you do to support the citizens of Arizona. And also a reminder that May is EMS week that is coming up May 18th through 24th. And a big thank you to all of our EMS providers across the state of Arizona, all the work that you do to support the citizens of the state and really provide care. So big thank you to everyone, both in the EMS and trauma community. For Bureau Report, I will turn it over to Nicole.
Out slides. You wanted to update on the hires? Oh, there we go. So. Okay, so just our staffing updates. Hopefully everyone can hear me. So just a huge congratulations to Lihia Castro. I think we've shared this. I feel like maybe we shared this before, but I can't remember. But she's our new certification manager. Many of you will be familiar with Leah. She's been with the Bureau for quite a while and has overseen our transition to image trends. So we're happy to have her in that role. We did name Brent Caswell, our enforcement program manager. So congrats to him. He's been fulfilling that role for a little while. So we're happy to see him in that permanent role. And you know, congratulations to both of them. I see Lehia in the room on their promotions. We also wanted to acknowledge that I think last time we had our meeting, I talked about a lot of vacancies. So we're filling some of these vacancies, which is great for the Bureau. So a big welcome to Stephanie Cotright. I don't know if she's here. Is Stephanie here? Let's say she raise her hand. Okay, she's not in the room, but she's one of our new CON administrators, Mitch Adair, who I think some of you may be familiar with. He was with our Bureau previously, and so he's joining the team as an enforcement investigator. As well as Lance Bevins, who also was previously with the Bureau. And so we have two new enforcement investigators. And then Monica Ritchie, which I think Monica is here. So for those who are in the room, she's waving right now. But we're really glad to see Monica joining our trauma center as our trauma center compliance officer. So many of you will get to know her. We do still have a Bureau Chief posting. So we're still working through recruitment for the Bureau Chief. And so keep your eyes out for that and continue to recommend folks for that. And our job opportunities are on our azstatejobs.gov. So anything else to add as far as staffing? So we're really happy to start seeing some of those openings that we've had within the Bureau filled.
Next
slide, please.
I think, Carissa, are you on the line to cover the trauma registry system update?
Good morning. Yes, I am. Okay. So I think the big thing that we wanted to focus on was making sure everyone knows we're going to be having an in-person training on May 28th and then on May 29th. It'll be held at Honor Health Osborne. So big thanks to them for being willing to host. The way that we're going to do it is May 28th is going to be for full data set facilities, and then May 29th is going to be for reduced data set facilities. So we would love to have as many people as possible come in person. There's plenty of room. There also will be a virtual option because I know some of the registrars work out of state or it's not possible for people to attend. I don't have the links quite yet for those meetings, but once I do, I'll send them out to everyone. I'm also hoping to get CE credit available to the registrars for that, so I'll keep you posted. But it should be a great time. So if anyone has any questions, please reach out. We'll have a big emphasis on report running and have time for Q&As and things like that. So I think I've gone over everything else. We're still working through some kinks with learning a new registry, but I appreciate everyone's patience. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, Carissa. Any questions from anyone in the room or online for Carissa? All right, thank you. All right, we have an update. I don't know if Adam or Abriana are available to give an update about the Arizona EMS for Children program. Oh.
Good morning, everyone.
One second, you'll have to come up here to use.
All right, thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. In one of our Pediatric Advisory Council emergency services meetings, we met and approved establishing some pediatric emergency care coordinator role guides. These outline different options for your EMS agencies and hospitals to adopt to recognize those individuals within your agency or emergency department that are fulfilling those roles already. This can be a voluntary position as well as a compensated position. It's entirely up to your institution, but we just wanted to help to provide that guidance for you when establishing this role.
Thank you.
Oh,
Keep going.
Okay, so with this being a momentous occasion day, we were originally going to announce this during EMS week, but we launched a Making Arizona Ready for Kids EMS recognition program. We were fortunate enough to recognize 6 excellent agencies for demonstrating their pediatric emergency care. You can see here we have Arizona Fire and Medical Authority, Central Arizona Fire and Medical Authority, Gila River Emergency Medical Services, with Dr. Southworth in the room today, Lifeline Ambulance Services in Prescott, Maricopa Fire and Medical Department, and then Porco Valley Fire District. So if we all want to just give a congratulations, we also have Chief Nowinski in here as well today. I think they've deserved that effort to be recognized, and we're very fortunate to have them recognized for the next 2 years. So thank you.
All right, thank you. So next update, just as a reminder about the scope of practice and drug tables, we are going to continue to put this up there just because we've had quite a bit of questions that come through to the Bureau. A reminder that as of January 1st, we have the new scope of practice for the state of Arizona. So this includes the addition of the EMR level to the state as well as a critical care endorsement. So really excited to have those two levels added to the state of Arizona. As we've had that change in scope of practice, we had quite a few updates. And so we will continue to share this information on our meetings throughout the 2025 calendar year. Next update that came along with the new scope of practice is also the drug tables. With the addition of critical care paramedics, we had quite a bit of updates to our drug tables, really to ensure that we have many options for our critical care endorsed paramedics, as well as making some adjustments to our hospital-based paramedics. The reason for this update was really to recognize that with the critical care endorsement, we now have the opportunity to have paramedics with quite a bit of additional training that can use more advanced medications. And then we have medics who are in the hospital setting that now have more PO as well as topical options to use. So if you are utilizing paramedics in either of those settings, please review the website. The Bureau's main page and the bull format at the top has a link to all the drug tables as well as scope of practice. Next, I'll turn it over to Julia for strategic plan.
Good morning, everybody. Just a couple of quick updates regarding the strategic plan. As you know, we spent a good part of last year developing this plan. It currently remains with the governor's office for review, so we're waiting to see if we receive any feedback from the governor's office on that. Next steps are going to be setting up internal and or external work groups for each of the priority areas. We are discussing internally whether or not what kind of work groups will be needed for each area, so stay tuned for information on that. And we will continue to provide progress updates at each standing and statutory committee on some of the subjects that we are working on. So I've included on this slide here just a couple of updates on things we're working on for time-sensitive illness and injury. We continue to work on the SHARE program in terms of linking and analyzing cardiac arrest data, and also continuing to promote naloxone leave behinds. We're currently up to 59 agencies for that program, so that's awesome. For the registry's data and reporting, we know the ESO is chosen as the new trauma registry vendor, so we're continuing to work on that. Also have worked on some of our dashboards to make sure those are up to date. We're continuing to monitor our budget and develop budget narratives for the next year. And then, as has also been promoted, we've developed a critical care pathway for workforce development and training. So that is all I have. If you have any questions about anything related to strategic planning, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, Julia. All right, next I'll turn it over to Adam for a share update.
Hi, everyone. This is Adam. I can give a quick share update. So in past years, the team at the University of Arizona made heroic efforts to match hundreds of hospital and EMS cardiac arrest cases. And we've gained a deep appreciation for those efforts. And so we thought it would be a natural thing to do to, since it has come underneath ADHS's, we host the program now. We thought it would be natural to modernize this and attempt to automate it. So under the guidance of our DQA team and with the utilization of AI, we've developed an automated case matching process that will hopefully garner some longevity in the program and return information a little bit faster, frankly. And so in addition, the SHARE program aims to align with national cardiac arrest data capture standards so that we can also be included in national cardiac arrest information schema. And lastly, for those of you waiting for the report, for the SHARE report, I apologize for its delay. It has been, I don't want to say plagued, but it's challenged us technically, it's challenged financially. So we're seeking options to navigate those two things, and that would be again with the help of our DQA team and several other members of the Bureau. But we have made significant progress in the in elements of the report production. But the one you're all waiting for is the report itself, and we are much closer than we ever have been, and I promise we will get that out as soon as possible. For those of you that are waiting. And I think I might have the next slide too, Dr. Bradley, perhaps. Oh, no.
All right, and I'll just give an update a little bit about some of the share program changes. I think Adam is kind of underspeaking the amount of effort that it took in terms of taking over the cardiac arrest registry back within the ADHS umbrella. One of the things we recognized was the need to modernize our data collection, and that's really what we're doing. It's pretty impressive to see how we can now utilize technology to do what was really 2 or 3 full FTEs of individuals that previously tried to match those records. As Adam mentioned, there's a big push nationally to have everyone be consistent with CARES. CARES is the national version of the Shared Cardiac Arrest Registry. We know that participation and getting this type of data improves survival from out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. Arizona and the SHARE program started at the same time that CARES did nationally. What we really want to do is make sure that all the data elements align between CARES and SHARE. So that is one of the transition points that we're working on, is making sure that all the EMS data variables are the same. This kind of equalized when we went to the BEMSTS 3.5 data version that really made the data across the country for cardiac arrest equal, and all your vendors have those data elements in them. The little bit more challenging piece is the hospital-based data, and for many of you who are representatives of the hospitals here, we do know that the current data set is really large. It's a pretty big effort to put that information in. What we are trying to do is to really narrow that down, but we need to have some resources to kind of have a smaller data set. That smaller data set will align completely with CARES. And so we are, I think, much closer than we were. But moving forward, I think everyone will be happier to see that we will have a much more streamlined data set for the hospitals, which will improve the data part as well. So I just wanted to update and say thank you to Adam and Josie and the whole team. This has really been a huge lift, and we are getting closer. So thank you. All right, I'll turn over to Lydia for the next slide. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So some quick updates that we have for the certification team. We currently created an eligibility questionnaire for everyone that's applying for their initial application. You can find the questionnaire on the ACDHS website. You can find it on ImageTrend before you log into the portal. You can also find it on the NREMT verification form that everyone is required to submit before getting access to the initial application. That's a simple 6-question yes, no. And you can go through those. If you answer like the correct information, it will give you more information on what to do. We're hoping we'll have the same questionnaires for the renewal application, for the paramedic endorsement application, and then for the downgrade application. That way, before you apply, you know what's going to be required and then what to expect. Also, we have in there, and then also in the initial application, if you answer yes to any criminal conviction question, or just reach out to us before submitting the application. That way we can advise you on what's best on how to move forward, because we want to help everyone and we want to make sure we process the applications in a timely manner. So just reach out to us. If you have any other question related to anything else as far as like the application, reach out to us as well. When you're applying, please make sure your NREMT is up to date, because we get sometimes the system has glitches, and sometimes like it lets anyone that has an expire NREMT go through. So make sure that's up to date, and then also make sure you have an Arizona address, because that's a requirement for all the applicants to have an Arizona address. And then if you are recertifying for your EMCT, you will have access within 90 days. So once you hit the 90-day mark, you will have access. So you have 3 months to be able to apply. That way you don't have to pay the late fee. And then, so yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. And just a quick reminder, if you've had any criminal conviction, if there's been any changes as far as like suspension, revoke of your licensure, please let us know within 10 days of that change. Also, if you have a name change, you're required to let the department know. So please reach out to us. And then also we have a new email, like a central certification team's email. So it's emct.ems.acdhs.gov. So if you have any questions, you can call us. Usually Daniel is the one answering that phone. And then if you email us, all our team is going to be looking at that email. Make sure we answer in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah.
To add what Livia said, we'll continue to bring up this information to all the regional councils and provide education. We just are making some improvements to our information to make sure that folks are aware of what is eligibility for applications. We're seeing there's some confusion when folks go into our system and apply for categories that are ineligible. And when someone is denied, it does create, there's other rules related to denials of applications. So we just really want to make sure that we can work with every individual who's applying, and also make sure that every agency who's hiring EMCTs are very clear about what's in the rules, what's related to eligibility. And so Lehia will be, and Noreen will be doing a lot of work to make sure that we can put as much in place to educate and work with individuals so that they're aware.
Thank you. And I think one of the things that we have seen more recently in the attempt to grow the workforce in Arizona, we know that more fire departments are starting the hiring process and including EMT certification as part of the fire academy. So this can become a significant issue because historically individuals had their EMT certification before they entered the fire academy. Now, if you're doing the fire academy and then also getting the EMT certification, you want to make sure that everyone is eligible to obtain that initial EMT certification. So this is part of the reason we really want to get this information out there, and also tell people once you start the process, the kind of balls rolling in terms of rules and statutes that we can't override. However, if you work with the certification team, they can sometimes help guide you with those answers before you start the process. So we do recognize this is a little bit of a newer issue that just in terms of growing that workforce and where we're seeing people entering the system. So one of the reasons we want to make sure we get this information out to everyone. All right. Next, we are going to hand it over to Kim. I'm going to hand you my phone, Kim. Pardon? We'll do this.
So, my name is Kim Babe. I am the Section Chief for Pre-Hospital Coordination and Trauma Services for the state of Arizona. And I was asked to help present these awards this year. It's my honor to recognize these outstanding individuals. I'm entering this new stage of in-between site here. This year, the Bureau collaborated with trauma system stakeholders to host the second annual Trauma Awards as part of the Arizona's observance of the National Trauma Awareness Month. The Trauma Awards are meant to recognize outstanding trauma system professionals across Arizona who have gone above and beyond to serve their communities. So we would like to start by recognizing our Level 1 Trauma Program Manager is Tammy Idler. If you'd like to please come up and accept your award. I'll hand this to you because I only have a couple hands here, but I would also like to read a little bit about you and about what was sent in with your nomination. So Tammy began her TPM role at Honor Health Deer Valley 3 years ago, coming from a Level 3 trauma center and prior to that, a Level 4 trauma center. Her successful growth in the role has been noted by those who submitted her nomination. She has successfully navigated state and ACS surveys as well as mentored other newer TPMs at sister facilities. Tammy has supported trauma nursing education throughout the facility, including being the ATCN course director for the Honor Health System, expanding TCAR availability and supporting TCRN certifications. She is a big proponent of teaching Stop the Bleed in the community, initiating the Trauma Survivor Network within her facility and the Honor Health System, and supporting family presence during trauma resuscitations. She is an active member of local, state, and national committees. Tammy's nominators highlight her hardworking nature, compassionate leadership, and desire to improve outcomes, fulfilling her role with both skill and heart. Congratulations.
You need to want to take pictures.
And I will give you this one. Okay.
Congratulations. Okay. Our next one is our Level 4 Trauma Program Manager, Shanna Clough. Shanna comes from Mount Graham Regional Medical Center in Safford. And I will say that this one is a little bit personal because Shanna and I started at the same time. thereabout. So we have both had the honor of seeing each other grow, and it is a huge honor to give this award to you today. So let's give it to you first. I have all the hands here. All right. And then I want to share some of the things that were said about Shanna. So Shanna has been with Mount Graham Medical Center as their TPM for 11 years and was instrumental in level 4 trauma designation in 2014. She has worked tirelessly to develop a strong trauma program for this critical access hospital serving her local community. She has a passion for trauma care and continuously seeks to expand her knowledge and skills, pursuing education and specialty certifications. Shanna has led multiple community outreach initiatives, including Stop the Bleed, ATV safety, bike helmet safety, car seat safety, and fall prevention. In addition, she has partnered with local EMS to ensure fall risk assessment for every lift assist call. Her current work in leading efforts to establish a level 3 trauma center demonstrates her commitment to the facility and community and has made a lasting impact on the safety and well-being of its citizens. Congratulations. And I will give you this letter. And then I am going to go a little bit out of order because we want to recognize Shanna's partner in crime, Dr. Bart Carter, who's being recognized for the Level 4 Trauma Medical Director of the Year. I was like, hey, whatever. Awkward. All right, here you are. Congratulations. Okay, so Dr. Carter began working at Mount Graham Regional Medical Center in January of 1995. For 30 years. He has served the communities of Graham and Greenlee County. For over 20 years of that time, he has been the sole general surgeon in the region, providing near constant availability to trauma patients. His nominators noted that his dedication in the community is unmatched, whether being called in from home, the ranch, or church. He has worked tirelessly to save lives. Dr. Carter played a key role in obtaining Mount Graham Regional Medical Center's Level 4 Trauma Center designation in 2014 and has since served as the Trauma Medical Director, leading the trauma program to be strong and robust. He is always pushing for excellence with patient care and has shown his dedication to the citizens of Graham and Greenlee counties. Dr. Carter remains a driving force in the hospital's current push to achieve Level 3 status in this rural community. His dedication in rural healthcare has made a lasting impact, ensuring that patients in these counties have access to the care they need when they need it most. He is known in the community and has received awards for excellence, including the Medal of Civilian Service in recognition of excellence in service to citizens of Safford, Police Department for life-saving efforts, and the University of Arizona College of Rural Medicine Professor's Preceptor Award. This award recognizes his dedication and profound impact on rural trauma care in Arizona. And I'd also just like to highlight that back in February, the Department of Health Services, Bureau of EMS and Trauma Services, received an initial application for Level 3 Trauma Center for Mount Graham Regional Medical Center. On April 22nd, 2025, just a few weeks ago, we had a review team out to review their hospital, physical plant, medical records, everything. And overall, I'd like to say that they have a very impressive program, and we look forward to hopefully issuing that Level 3 designation to you guys in the very near future. So congratulations on that. Yeah, we can get to, Shelley, is Dr. Tang on? Do we want to give him a little bit longer? We can skip. Okay, well, we will skip to the Trauma Registrar of the Year. And we are recognizing Jennifer Larson today from Chandler Regional Medical Center. Well deserved. Okay. Jennifer embodies the qualities of a well-rounded registrar. She was the first registrar hired at Dignity Health Chandler Regional Medical Center as they pursued their state level 1 designation and has since advanced to the Trauma Registry Supervisor role over the past 12 years. Jen has received both her CSTR and CAISS certifications. She leads by example and encourages the growth of her team members as well as trains new team members on her team and at other sister facilities. Jen's nominators noted her passion and dedication to the role, her supportive nature of the registry team, and the countless hours she contributes to the trauma program, even in roles outside the registry, such as the Trauma Survivor Network, blood drives, and other community activities. In addition, she shares her experiences and as author or co-author on abstracts submitted to TQIP and STN this year and participates in national committees with ATS. Congratulations. Okay. Next, we are moving on to the Injury Prevention Achievement Award for Rebecca Jones. Becky or Becky? Okay. Becky has been in her role of injury prevention and outreach coordinator for just over a year and manages programs for 2 level 1 trauma centers, Deer Valley and John C. Lincoln. However, her efforts have exceeded the role's expectations in this short amount of time, and she has greatly contributed to the surrounding community injury prevention activities. Within the first year, Becky obtained her ATS Injury Prevention Coordinator Training Certificate, became a Matter of Balance Master Trainer, and has held trainings and also become a Master Trainer in CARFIT, an injury prevention program focused on educating our geriatric population on safe driving techniques. Becky is a Stop the Bleed instructor and has provided training to over 1,000 community members within her first year, including City of Phoenix employees. Becky is highly engaged in her facility's efforts to provide injury prevention education for inpatients at risk for falls. In addition, Becky became an ATCN instructor to support her trauma team members in local courses. She is a member of several organizations and contributes her time and energy to the community. Congratulations. Okay. Our next award is Research Academic Achievement Award going to Melissa Kovacs. Congratulations. Melissa is an associate professor of trauma research at Chandler Regional Medical Center, where she is responsible for a productive trauma research program, as well as educating resident learners on research methods and biostatistics. I had to practice that. She has over 20 years experience and has worked at Chandler Regional Medical Center for 3 years. During this time, the team has delivered 20 presentations at national conferences and published 5 articles. Melissa has been recognized for her ability to translate complex data into actionable recommendations for improving trauma care delivery. She has a special interest in social policy and the social issues that impact Arizonans. She has been an invited reviewer, moderator, and panelist for national conferences. Melissa has received awards for innovation and teaching and holds memberships in multiple research-related professional organizations. In addition, she volunteers in multiple agencies within the state of Arizona and local communities. Congratulations. And I'm joking. Here's the letter that goes with it. Okay. All right, moving on. Our next recipient is the Pediatric Preparedness Pediatric Champion Award, Lisa Dalbrick. Congratulations. Don't blame me for all the years that they put on here. Okay. Lisa has been a pediatric critical care emergency nurse for 37 years. She has dedicated her career to caring for critically ill and injured children. Lisa joined Phoenix Children's Hospital in 1990. During her time at PCH, she has held several roles as a bedside nurse, supervisor, and clinical educator. She currently works as the trauma outreach educator and is involved in training pre-hospital and hospital personnel throughout Arizona in the care of critically ill and injured children. Lisa is the go-to subject matter expert for pediatric trauma care. She is a popular lecturer and presenter in Arizona. She is currently the vice chair for Phoenix Children's Bioethics Committee. In addition, she also manages Phoenix Children's Stop the Bleed program. She has received many awards, most recently the PEDS ITLS Instructor of the Year. Congratulations. Here's the letter that goes with that. All right, we have one more award. Dr. Tang said that he had another commitment that he just could not avoid. So we were kind of seeing if he could hop on. Do you see him? Okay, well, we'll still present the award and say the nice things about Dr. Tang. So I think a lot of people here probably know Dr. Tang. He's another surgeon that I started with very shortly after coming to the Bureau. So it's nice to be able to award this award. Dr. Tang is a skilled trauma and critical care surgeon and the trauma medical director at Banner University Medical Center Tucson's Level 1 trauma program. He is a professor of surgery at the University of Arizona in Tucson. Dr. Tang embodies the very definition of a leader, modeling his role on a daily basis for the program and its team members through his unwavering respect, guidance, and serves as an excellent mentor. In addition to his clinical and educational duties, he's involved in the patient care advocacy and quality improvement initiatives of the hospital. Dr. Tang regularly participates in trauma education and community outreach and has served as a pillar of the local community for over 20 years. He is the chair of the annual Southwest Regional Trauma Conference, a large pre-hospital focused trauma conference held in Tucson. He is involved in the region Stop the Bleed campaign, as well as a violence prevention initiative. He is also a member of STAB, the Arizona Trauma Association, and the state COT. Dr. Tang has collaborated and published extensively on various subjects in trauma, including 7 published textbook chapters, more than 100 publications, and a medical device patent. He has received numerous awards, including being named in Tucson's Lifestyle's Top Doctors listing for multiple years, a recipient of the College of Medicine Professionalism Award, Clinical Excellence Award, Asian American Faculty Staff and Alumni Outstanding Faculty Award. His nominator noted his exemplary service in recognizing him for this award. So congratulations, Dr. Tang. Congratulations, everyone. Well deserved.
Thank you. And for all the awardees, at the end of the meeting, we'd just like to get everyone together for a picture, if you don't mind. Wanted to say thank you to the committee that reviewed all the nominees. We did not state this up front, but the Bureau did not go through the nominations. This was done by a volunteer, many of you who are on this meeting as well. So a big thank you to those that took the time to review the nominations and award these. So thank you, everyone. All right. We can just finish up with a slide deck quickly there. Slide 17. All right. We wanted to quickly highlight the naloxone Leave Behind program. A big thank you to all of you in this room, if your agency or as a medical director are participating in this. These numbers are truly impressive. I don't think had any idea that we would have this number of individuals that were trained in this. So we are at over 4,000 trained personnel in the state of Arizona. So we're well over 25% of our EMTs and paramedics in the state trained in naloxone Leave Behind. We have shipped out just over 5,000 kits and have actually scanned over 1,000 kits. kits. So really impressive numbers to see. And we have 59 agencies that are participating. We did add that. Thank you, Dave Hansen, to add the breakdown of rural versus urban. We do recognize that there's different resources available in different parts of the state. And really nice to see this split between both rural and urban. So thank you to everyone who has really embraced this program. We do think it makes a difference in the state to get naloxone out there in the communities, and a big thank you to everyone. A quick dashboard update. The EMS and trauma dashboards are available. The slide deck will go out after the meeting. This will have the hyperlink to the Bureau's dashboards. Just a reminder that we do have a number of different data elements that are there. The nice thing about these dashboards is that you can kind of adjust them to really pull things that are specific to geriatrics, pediatric patients. If you want to look at your specific county or geographic area, we do know that there's some pretty large grants that have been awarded in the state, that the agencies that have applied that have actually used the data from the Bureau's dashboard. So please take some time to review those. These are really a great resource. And we value the input from this committee. The reason these dashboards, I think, are as robust as they are is the feedback we've gotten from members of this committee. As you've asked us to address things like ground level falls, hip injuries, head injury, we've built those things into our dashboard. So a big thank you to everyone who has participated in that. And quickly wanted to mention in an upcoming retirement. Many of you have probably worked at some point with Angie McNamara. So Angie has been with the Bureau for 23 years. So she is retiring June 26th. So for any of you who would like to stop by and recognize Angie, that is the date that we will be celebrating her and all of her work that has been for the Bureau for many, many years. So wanted to make sure we recognized Angie. And then last, in terms of trauma, especially May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. Just understanding the importance of being aware, making sure that people are looking out for the motorcyclists. And I think that is our last slide from the Bureau report. All right, we will go ahead and move to the standing committee reports. Sean, are you available to do a TUPI update?
I am. Thank you. TEPI met on March 20th for their quarterly meeting, and minutes were approved as presented. Adam shared that they're working towards streamlining and automating data for shared dashboard, which we also talked about at this meeting. Kim Boehm gave a presentation on verification trends and understanding the ACS verification process and the trends towards those verifications. And this was a repeat of the January STAB presentation. Members also voted to approve changes to member roster and will post rosters showing vacancies. And then that was the end of the meeting, and our next meeting will be in July, I believe.
All right, thank you, Sean. I know Sandy was not able to join us today. Is there an update that we can give Shelley for education?
The March Education Committee meeting, they approved their minutes. Dan Majeski shared pass-fail rates, and attendees discussed gaps or the gaps in rules for oversight on testing. We did skip the children and youth with special health care needs training item because they're going to do an additional work group. And if you want to join that, please contact Aubriana. They approved forming a work group to make ASTR training modules. The work group did meet on April 25, and there will be a draft RSI training on the July agenda for approval. And that's it.
Thank you. All right, next, Dr. Casmarin, let me bring the phone over to you. We're high tech here.
All right, so the PMD committee met also on March 20th. Minutes were approved as presented. We approved adding oxygen to the emergency medical responder column on drug table 1. That goes to MDC for final approval today. We discussed optional drug minimums on table 1. This may be revisited at the July meeting, but will be on the agenda for MDC today as well. We discussed adding drug profiles for table 1, and the decision was that we're not likely to add any profiles unless they are unless medications are officially added to the T3Gs.
Thank you. Heather, are you online for Trauma Program Manager's update?
Hi, Gail. Yes, I am online. Sorry about that. So trauma program managers, we're doing well. We have our next trauma program manager meeting. I apologize. I just lost the date. Coming up in the Phoenix area. We've been doing a lot of work trying to just get everybody together. The state's been giving lots of good updates and working diligently with our trauma program managers group on like the registry and different programs to improve our care.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, so for the PACES committee, we hosted 2 presentations, one within the Department of Health Services, where we're trying to work with EMS and hospital providers on congenital syphilis testing. In addition to this, we had a presentation from the Trust Alliance, where they are looking to unify EMS, trauma hospitals, and schools when it comes to emergency planning for their students. This is something that the Department of Education is focusing on with their EOPs, having a recent audit, and they would value the partnership among our EMS community. In addition to that, the PACES committee met and approved the expansion of membership within the bylaws. This is to be more inclusive of individuals serving in pediatric leadership roles. Some of those roles include an Arizona Ambulance Association representative, some of those pediatric emergency care coordinator that we just discussed the roles earlier today, a representative from a hospital with a trauma program, at-large EMS representative, pre-hospital hospital coordinator, public member, and then a representative from a tribal community. If any individuals are interested in this room or online, please send an email to myself with a letter of interest as well as your resume for any of those roles. In addition to that, we did meet and approve the recognition of 6 EMS and fire rescue agencies and departments for the Making Arizona Ready for Kids program. Just want to highlight the demonstrated effort that they took to be part of this program, and we're very honored to recognize them today, as well as for the next 2 years. And then lastly, the Education Committee and PACES Committee are hosting a joint work group to develop children and youth with special healthcare needs training for EMS providers. We are anticipating to have that meeting on June 2nd. So if you would like to be a part of that, please come. And our next meeting for PACES will be July 10th at 1:30 p.m.
Thank you. All right, next we will move to our discussion and action items. We'll go ahead and bring up the meeting minutes from the January 30th meeting. Can I get a motion to discuss, amend, and approve the meeting minutes from January 30th?
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Gamer. Can I get a second? Thank you, Dr. Casper-Marin. We will scroll through those. Are there any recommended amendments to the minutes? Hearing none. Anyone opposed to the minutes as shown? Any abstentions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Next in your packet, there is a written summary, and I know Dr. Weinberg was not able to join us, but I think Dr. Colosimo is online to present on this as well.
Yeah, hi, I'm Christina Colosimo. I am the pediatric trauma director at the University of Arizona, Tucson. And yeah, Jordan is out, so I'll be presenting on it. So, Arizona is in Region 9, and the other states in Region 9 are Nevada, Hawaii, Southern California, San Diego. Well, California is kind of divided into 3: Southern California, San Diego, Imperial Valley, and then Northern California, and that makes up Region 9. So the Arizona Committee on Trauma, Jordan Weinberg is our chair, and then the vice chairs are Andy Tang, Natasha Carrick, myself, and Chris Knapp. Dr. Weinberg really wants to have representatives from the majority of the trauma centers in Arizona and at least the level 1 trauma centers. So I believe he's been reaching out to the majority of the level 1 trauma centers to see if we can have a vice chair from all represented. Then we have several pillars that we look at. And so that's the vice chairs are going to take over roles of each of them. So the first is on education. It looks at, Stop the Bleed, ATLS, ASSET, ADAM, BEMSTS, all those go under the education realm. And then we have quality, and under quality is verification, performed improvement, patient safety, T-equipped. systems, that's trauma systems evaluation and planning, emergency medical services, rural trauma needs assessment, and disaster and mass casualty. Natasha Carrick is kind of taking over the systems pillar. And then advocacy, injury prevention, and stop the bleed. So that's our advocacy pillar, injury prevention and stop the bleed. And so I have kind of taken over that pillar. And then for all of you, if you ever hear about someone who wants stop the bleed training, we've kind of divided Arizona into the like southeast, which is what typically I and my team covers, and then the northwest, which Dr. Weinberg and his team typically sends out people to cover. So again, anybody who needs stop the bleed training, please let us know. And then last but not least, I know you have like a to-do or a call out for the state, but I worked pretty extensively on a stop the bleed bill with Senator Gabbardon. It's currently in session right now. So it's Arizona State Bill 1428. Really, the bill is to have a pilot program, because after talking to the Department of Education as well as the school nurse board, they felt like the best way to get this bill passed in Arizona was to start with a pilot program to allow people to opt in, because this teachers have a lot of training they have to do. The school nurses have a lot of training they have to do. And so we want some like really good advocates. And then once they show how successful they were at their schools, then hopefully we can kind of grow the program. The bill essentially would be that everybody who opts in, we would do trainings for those nurses and the schools, and then the nurses would become stop the bleed trainers, which a good amount already are, and they have to do continuing nursing education anyway, so it would count toward that and would be free for them. And then we would provide them stop the bleed kits. I personally have a grant for stop the bleed kits that I can provide to some of the places we're going to. And then I know our Pima County would kind of match that for Tucson. So we'd reach out to some of the other areas. Flagstaff already has grants for stop the bleed kits. So that would be the bill. And so please, please, please tell everybody to support this. Reach out to me or Jordan if you want to get involved. But yeah, it's a big push right now to try to get this. That's all I got.
All right, thank you very much for the updates. Next one for agenda items to be considered for the next meeting. If you'd like anything covered, please email either Shelley Bissell or myself. Call to the public. I know Dr. Gamer, you wanted to cover something.
Thanks, Dr. Bradley. I'll be very brief because of the time constraints, but I just wanted to get a conference on everybody's radar. This is the Citizen CPR Foundation Cardiac Arrest Survival Summit Conference. It's a biannual conference. This year it will be held at the Arizona Grand Resort here in Phoenix. The conference starts with a pre-conference on December 2nd and 3rd. I believe the 2nd and 3rd are Tuesday and Wednesday. And the 4th through the 6th, which is Thursday through Saturday, will be the main plenary sessions of the conference. This will be a great academic conference with one of the first opportunities for some newly vetted ILCOR guidelines to be presented. They're looking for attendance of 1,000 people at this conference. If you want to get more information, please shoot me an email, garth.gamer@phoenix.gov. The agenda and fee schedule will be coming out in June. Thank you.
All right, in the packet, there is a list of many upcoming events and conferences. So please see the list for any activities or CEs that you're looking to obtain. Our next meeting will be September 18th at 9 a.m. Location to be determined. And if I can get a motion to adjourn, please. All right, so moved. Thank you, everyone.